Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering and the final Commander review for the Time Spiral Time Shifted set. Very cool stuff. This set is all about reprints, so I have done a primer video at least once for each of these commanders. I'm not going to get into too much detail about who Vhati Ildal is and how this card works. I won't get in too much detail about the rules for this commander because I have already done a primer video discussing that, so you can go check that out. This video is mostly going to focus on two new deck ideas that you can build around with this commander. As stated earlier, there's no card ruling updates that I am aware of for this commander. Let me know in the comments below if there is something I missed. As far as deck ideas go, we want to take advantage of our commander's ability to tap and make a creature's toughness or power become 1. So Sting is a great card to use for this commander because essentially each turn on your opponent's combat steps, you'll be able to use Vhati Ildal's ability. And with things like Knight of Souls Betrayal in play or other kind of plague effects that weaken the board generally, it's going to make your commander tap destroy target creature essentially, which is really cool. And the best part about it is it's not destroying the creature, so it gets around destruction, it gets around indestructible creatures, which is very powerful because we are seeing a lot more indestructible keywords out there. So having this be something that you can do is very handy. And then we want to take advantage of when our creatures die, when our opponent's creatures die, which is going to be very easy to do with this deck. And then lastly, fun build around is there's a lot of tribes that care about when they die and getting benefits from that. But one of the tribes that at least I like a lot is skeletons. Skeletal Swarming is an enchantment that I have been a big fan of for as long as it's been around. Just because skeletons, I think, are really cool. And skeletons slowly are kind of developing this archetype of they die, but you can bring them back into play, or you can regenerate them to protect them from destruction. So they are slowly kind of getting this like aristocrat, when something dies, something cool is going to happen. They're slowly getting more and more support for that. And I think that Vhati Ildal is a great commander for it, because even if you can't destroy one of your opponent's creatures, you could take advantage of when your creatures die and then be able to make more skeletons from it, which is really cool, and give them death touch and make them very oppressive. Skeletons can grow very quickly if you are smart about it and you build about it correctly, so Vraska would be a fun win con for this deck to have. And that is going to do it for Vhati Ildal, and that is going to do it for the Time Spiral Time Shifted set, which has been very fun. It's been fun to have kind of these shorter, more condensed videos just focusing on more deck ideas, because these commanders are cool, and we're going to be doing this more often as we get farther and farther into Magic's history to catch up with the present day of Magic the Gathering, because there's going to be a lot of reprints to talk about in the future. At the beginning of this set, I had mentioned that Akroma, Angel of Wrath, will be one of them. That card has been reprinted so many times. So it's cool to have these videos because it's cool to talk about what's new in Magic's meta, or what's new as far as sets and mechanics are going to be used for. In the first video I did for Vhati Ildal, I talked about -1/-1 counter deck to build with this commander, because then one single -1/-1 counter means instant death when you use your commander's ability. One of the cool things we're getting is by the time this video comes out, Lorwyn Eclipsed will have come out, and there are a lot of -1/-1 synergies for both killing your opponent's creatures and killing your own creatures. So this commander is going to have a lot of uses with Lorwyn Eclipsed coming out, which is very cool. So I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say, especially with Lorwyn Eclipsed coming out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And thank you guys so much for all your support. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!